Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Fast Frame. If you have an item that needs framing, take it to Fast Frame. No one in all of East Tennessee can help you create pieces of custom artwork like that. Now that's a bunch of different stuff. Look, it's all Patriot stuff. Fast Frame just does fantastic work. Anything from up in the upper right, that's an album with an album cover. They can frame that. Newspapers, magazines, posters, hats. There's a hat in there. Anything you've got in the sports memorabilia range, guys, take it to Fast Frame. They can turn it into a piece of art, protect it. To keep those newspapers from turning yellow and orange and green and withering away, take them in there, put it behind museum quality glass. Very inexpensive, Fast Frame. All right, back with Jimmy, Mark, Mike, Don. UT looked so-so in their win against Mississippi State earlier this week. They looked fantastic against Vanderbilt. Now they travel to Auburn, who is 4-12 in the league, before finishing with Missouri, who is 8-8 in the league, also inconsistent. I will start with you, Jimmy, and I'll go to Mike, and everybody else can jump in. Reason for fans to get their hopes up now, or do you expect more inconsistency?
I haven't seen it. This team hadn't won more than 2 SEC games in a row all year, has it?
No.
So I would say no. I can't say that this is reason to be now optimistic that they're going to all of a sudden show consistency. They might, but they haven't proven it yet. And so, and when you hear and what bothers me a little bit is a little bit when you hear players talking about after the game, well, we got motivated for Vanderbilt. Well, why weren't you the first time?
Exactly.
So what's the motivation for Auburn?
Yeah.
Now I can see a little bit more motivation for Missouri because you lost to them. So to me, no, not yet. This team hasn't shown that it can be consistent.
Mike?
I agree with Jimmy 100%, but for the sake of argument, to spin it another way, I'll just say you've moved Antonio Barton back in the starting lineup. You're 2-0 with him. He had a great game. Maybe that gives him the confidence to continue.
Okay, all right. Mark?
Well, and also you got your main core now between Jordan Jarnell, Jerron, and Antonio. This is it. This is all they got. So that is being communicated to them on a daily basis. They can see the light at the end of the tunnel with 2 games left. And if you win, you're probably in. We're not going to say they're in, but if you win these 2 games, you're in great position. And that's what their legacy at Tennessee will be remembered. Did you get to the NCAA tournament?
Okay. Don, I want to close with you. We don't have nearly enough time to cover this subject. Should have done a whole subject, but there's a whole segment, but we got all this other stuff. Dale Ellis, probably, was that your greatest player you ever coached? Dale Ellis up there?
I'm telling you, there was Dale Ellis, in my opinion, had no peer. He was just Dale Ellis, and of all the guys whose jerseys are now hanging in Thompson Bowling Arena, Dale Ellis is the only name up there, that took Tennessee to the NCAA tournament and won in the NCAA tournament, and that's to me what separates Dale Ellis from the other 4 who were, or the other 3 who were really great basketball players. But Dale Ellis was a winner. He came to the University of Tennessee and he had to earn his playing time. Unlike a lot of great freshmen who come out, and play right away. Dale Ellis had to play behind Reggie Johnson, Howard Wood, Kevin Nash, Chuck Threets. And I think that work ethic that he developed that first year is what really paid off for Dale Ellis. Granted, he was a great high school player out of Marietta, Georgia. But the greatest respect I think, honor maybe Dale got this weekend was that I would say 90% of all the players who played for Dale or with Dale came back. I mean, they came from everywhere. California, Las Vegas, Detroit, Michigan. I mean, they all came back and they couldn't have been happier.
That does say a lot. That's just quite a bit. Don DeVoe, of course, coached Dale Ellis, and while he's crediting Dale Ellis with that first NCAA win for Tennessee, you happen to be the coach when they won their first NCAA games as well. Thank you for being here. Mark, congratulations again on the new daughter, and thank you for being here. See you guys next week. When we come back, Chuck and Bob join us. How do athletes pay their legal fees? Had a viewer question this week. We're going to discuss that. And how well do the bookies in Las Vegas really know the SEC when it comes to football? Eye-opening numbers. Come back on the Sports Source.